sakhona leto Temidlalo kepha ke tindzaba ngingakahambi kakhulu ke sengavutela nje ukuthi namuhla tindzaba esitabe sikhulumisana nato kakhulu sitabe sikhuluma tindzaba tayo tennis sinaye Bruce lesitabe semthethe ngaye Zoom kanye na Derek Nanyama lesitabe sikhulumisana naye ngelicingo sibuke nje ukuthi ngabe bona abadlali lesibabonile in the past few tournaments but dominator in local tournaments sive nje ukuthi ngabe bona how are they keeping fit right now utawubuka simo se-COVID ukuthi singene ngemandla sesimisele eminye imidlalo esikhathi lesithe lesifika naseminyakeni kepha ke-tennis ike yabuya yadlala yona ke sitawuva ke kubo Derek naye Bruce Gama kuve ukuthi ngabe bona bahamba kanjani sitawubuka ke nalethi indzaba Royal Swazi lapha bokhedi bakhona bebabapha lawo ma-food parcels sitawubuka abantu ngayo lapho phinde sikhulumisane ke nayo nje kuve ukuthi khona manje ka-COVID so le ngemandla nala kuma-sports so la ichubeka iyakhona iyamosha khona la kuma-sports kepha ke le ndzaba leto ngeke ngikhulume ngedvana nginalinda Master Dlamini sangibele ngihleli naye la emoyeni sitawukhulumisana naye kutaba nguye lo tatika abantu leti ndzaba njalo ngisho nje ukuthi master of sports. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, but ngiyabonga ukumukeleka the show goes on even without sports
without active sports
yeah ngitithola ukukhuluma ngivusele imali uyavika sekhaya phathizwe Monday njoba usho ukuthi maningi lama sports lindeka in fact nalama athletes ladlala lama sports kwamele imali viewers abadi ukuthi kahle Derek Nanyama sikhuluma ngabani sofika nje ungubani Bruce Gama after dominator isikhathi lesithe kangaka kahle yini la kwendile ngicabanga ukuthi baya deserve lokwadi
kepha ke master singakangena kakhulu kuyo i-tennis Nenzaba leti buhlungu first iGalova. We've lost another golf player again who was laid to rest during the course of the week last week Sibusiso Kunene captain weMananga Golf Club master unfortunately naye succumbed to his ndzaba yakhe COVID.
Yeah, phathizwe ngito indzaba leti buhlungu leto tindzaba te-COVID leti phindze tithathe another athlete another active golfer siyakhumbula ukuthi last Monday sakhuluma ukuthi silahlekelwe two wema-golfers even namuhla sitokhuluma ukuthi was late to rest weekend yena Sibusiso Kunene lengicaba ukuthi udlala inzima lenkulu kakhulu eMananga baze babheka ukapteni wakhona ngiyakhumbula phathizwe nasi profile ema golf course sisamba around Eswatini samba Bonkonyeni Manzini Mbabane nasifika eMananga lo cishe beka sithatha around asambisa sikhombisa yonke lendzawo nale golf course even nale facility nje yaseMananga bekunguye Sibusiso Khumalo what a gentleman sorry Sibusiso Khumalo sorry Sibusiso Kunene lengicaba ukuthi even wachaza nangale stream ukuthi why kube nalamanti lapha elidam lelikhona lapha eMananga cishe konke nje phathizwe
great guy to work with
what a guy every time the crew Eswatini TV bethi nangabe in fact bekayihlonipha imedia more especially Eswatini TV understand ukuthi kushoni ukuthola le mileage kuhamba uyocover iGalova so ngicaba ukuthi akalahlekelwa iMananga kuphela akalahlekelwa iGalova kuphela even us as Eswatini TV because we had to anytime now udzinga interview kuye Sibusiso Mr Kunene utayithola so ngicaba ukuthi sithi nje madvudu kubo bonke labatsinzekile ehlotsheni bakaGalova even nak media sithi alohlanga lolungehlanga inkosi kanjalo iphile yaphinze yathatha
ikakhulu ke nakubo bona lapho Mananga beGalova Club njalo kube kunkapteni wenu lona sithi Mathuthu Maswati sisese kule master we know ukuthi kune COVID sasakhuluma nje khona eGalova singakahambi kakhulu kune COVID master kunebadlali laba ama sports suspendiwe kwa sports ke because everyone will think ukuthi ma suspend ama sports ko affect the athletes direct but there's supporting staff salama athletes ukuthi abadlali but basita laba labadlala and nabo baphilisa ngakho kunabo kheli master beGalova labatholela ama professional golfers kakhulu etikhwama le nawo bathi asebaba phela ukuthideni njalo kuphela imidlalo isemisiwe kude Temidlalo labatfolako kwaba khona ke former pro golfer lobapha kudla.
Yeah, Phathizwe siyakhumbula even na ku lockdown yeqala begaluva la basembabani basukuma nenvo lenhle ukuthi bokhedi abaphiwe lokho lapha ngaphiwa kona because isport asadlalwa abasakhoni ukuthola lokhu yangasethunjini because bona baphilisa ngako even this time around kube ne former golfer let's say it decide ukuthi labo khedi ayibatholelele lokungaba khona ukuthi bakubalase lokufana nekudla about 400 emalangeni
no 41,000
sorry 41,000 emalangeni kudla sekonke so ngicaba ukuthi iphinze kuyachubekisa kuyakhombisa ukuthi igolf akusiyo nje labanye bathi isports lesidulile it's a just gentleman's game ngicaba ukuthi iyakhombisa ukuthi labamvu banenhlitiyo akusiyo nje ukuthi sport kuphela because bokhedi siyathi nje uba ngishito ukuthi in fact uyitekile kancane bokhedi ngilaba labathwalela lama golfers dikhwama so nangabe kude lemidlalo bona abakhona ukuthi bathole lokungena ngasekhini so kude indlela labangaphilisa ngayo lenye so ngicabanga ukuthi lento lena yinhle ukuthi ngakuthi even nalamanye ema golfers nangabe inhlitiyo iyavuma
nakhona lokukhona
ekhikini babathathe labo khedi around Swaziland around Eswatini bahambe babaphe labo bokhedi lokudla because bahleti kulukhuni inyalo ukhuluma ngokuthi sesingedlula kwenyanga solo ema sports amisiwe kude
kunabantu kunalabo khedi masitale besikhuluma nabo lapha ngoba bakhuluma ngokuthi banabo 25 years labanye babo benda the same job lokufuna tikhwama lokuthi people are dedicated lokulaba kwendaba.
In fact in other countries Phathizwe now ukhuluma ngabokhedi ukhuluma ngema
coach kahle ngendlela labasathi ngayo le sport
exactly lo move wathi sonke le sport uya contribute la kule game yakho hence baholelwa nemali lebukile.
But I was about to ask you that Master Kutim. I read somewhere doing my research ukuthi bokhedi magdlalo wawina lo mfu wakhe uthola 10% of the winnings. It's some serious money considering international tournaments.
Nangabe nje uwine 10 million US dollars Tiger Woods uyathi ukuthi million yes una million nangabe unkhedi million US dollars
for just carrying but it's not a just job though we can't put it down as just being a kid because uyubone master mabukela ukuthi bamtshela ukuthi no ishayeka so
exactly vele udlala inzima lenkulu kakhulu khedi because yena even ucishe ubona ngisho ukuthi technical director wakho because yena ubona konke lokwendako la kithi ke siyathi ukuthi sport sisengafiki kuleyo level leyo but nje in other countries bothedi ma millionaires baphila kahle so ngicabanga ukuthi nala kithi lokwendekile njengoba sengishilo ukuthi nalabanye abaqhubeke bathole lokho kudla lokho because ukhuluma ngalabanye over 20 years basebenza lo msebenzi lo baphathela ema golfers back then ke le sport besingasiko kule level le but buka lo sebathe isikhathi singanani solo bathalela ema golfers dikhwama.
Master mawubuka ukuthi we don't have much boma pro golfers la FN lokusho sinalama games mancane kubo so bagcina sebathalela na anyone of nakuyodlala lokusho ukuthi it's already difficult mabo ukuthi ku develop nama games so they need all the maximum help lapha ngakhona kulithola.
Yes, Phathizwe, it's better than kuhlala ungendi lutho because loyo 50 malangeni lo muntu utamthola ngalelo langa ngiyabekisa ngisho ukuthi babanika lo 50 malangeni lo 50 malangeni ngelanga utawenda lo mehluko utawukhona ukuthi ngasingwa lengicaba ukuthi tonke tinto Phathizwe tihambe bese setiyariwadeka because i-effort yabo khedi kukhona lapho khona le golf say at a professional stage lapho khona nabo batawuhlala bahole lo 10% nangabe igolfa win 100,000
sekwena something bona banatholeka kabi card
but awutholeka kabi card so ngicabanga ukuthi kancane phathizwe sawugcina sifikile even laseKenani
kancane sibonga kuye soma business lapha for uma pro golfer Paul lo today awunama sengifaka esandla angaqali ke ngoba nakucala first lockdown nakhona wakhona ukuthi yabe abaside naye representative yakhe lapha libe khona kulomsebenzi wokuthula leto kudla ke lo kudinga ukuthi masaba organized banema association lesebasebenza ngalo kwenta ukuthi kube ne direction ukuthi bayithatha serious vele lemfo yabo sibonga kakhulu kubo begalofa sipenze sesimathuthu kubo labathi yena sibusiso kunene sichubeka nalo hlelo mbukela lapho khona sitawusinza abatayo tennis. There's a lot master happening tennis. The time excessively before even you go to our guest, the time excessively after the first lockdown baqala badlala ba host a big tournament le big banema internationals very two successful tournaments laba host or three successful tournaments laba host with no problem inakhuza le sports master ngendlela lesikhula ngayo surely you should be impressed.
Yeah, but sihlale sikhuluma ngema sports lakhulako ema sports linda kahle tennis ngelamanye awo ngicabanga ukuthi even nema viewers asajwayele ayadi ukuthi tennis ine facility yayo leyakile lapha kalobamba tikwa konke lokho ngaphandle kwe facility ba hostile ama tournament Bruce nje was part of labamvu labalisa leso sponsor ukuthi kudlalwe le tournament leyo bayicala le tournament yadlalwa ama locals kuphela base sebabuyisa nama internationals njoba ngishilo Bruce is one of the most experienced players la khona locally so
yeah we're going to continue master we're going to just take a quick commercial break must be sibeke nalo hlelo master I'm going to hold on to that ukuthi uqathele lokho usakusho master cause khona labo yakhona going to take a quick break sibeke nalo hlelo after mbukele.
Why should we pay our TV license?
The content on our local television is actually more up to date. The industry is enhanced.
It is a criminal offense not to pay your TV license and attracts a fine of 500 emalangeni or 6 months imprisonment.
And the industry is definitely blooming, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what we have for you. But we'll be right back just after the break and we'll give you more of Miss V.
Pay my TV license. That's why I can enjoy the benefits of an enhanced industry and keep track with recent transformation.
Mommy, who pays for a TV license and what are they paying for?
The owners of TV set and a gadget with a tuner like DVD set have to pay.
Pay your TV license at NetBank with the details provided on screen. Or use your cell phone via the mobile money pay. You could also visit your nearest post office and pay there. Pay your TV license via Eswatini Mobile Imali. Any TV device retailer can purchase a license to trade. Pay your TV license and enhance the industry.
Siyanibonani ke bantu abakethu ngugogo lona bantu abakethu kulamalanga seyanzile indzaba ukuthi kubulalane bantu labathandzanako uzuko umbutho wagogo umshaya njani nje umuntu lomthandzako uze umbulale cha nangabe ningasaboni ngasolinye naloyo lothandzana naye funani phela umuntu wesithathu lo ngeke akhetha luhlangothi angenelele la kulenkinga yena nani bona ukuthi lokho ngeke kuze kuniside hambane emaphoyiseni ehlangothini lalaba lababuke kuhlukubetana emakhaya kutane kunisida lo sisive sibambisene nembutho wembube sithi ungambulali ungadibulali ningabulalani.
siqhubeka nalohlelo mbukeli lapho khona sikhulumisa indzaba tennis kanye nala singena khona elayinini sigathe na Derek Nanyama losavele akhona aselayinini lesitabe sikhulumisana naye mayelana nemidlalo wakhe nje wayo i-tennis. Asikumukele Derek on the show.
Yes, how are you?
Hope you are good on your side.
Yes, I'm good, thank you.
Derek, I think your connection, you are talking a bit low. I'll ask you to raise up your voice, just project a bit.
Hello?
Derek, you still on? It's proving to be difficult getting a hold of Derek. Derek?
Yes, hello?
He's still on the line, but Mbugeli, we are a bit struggling. I don't know his line or our line, but there's some technicalities we're gonna keep trying. How has his experience worked for him in the past few tournaments? Because ngikhumbula kahle ukuthi wakhona ukuphakamisa lapha inkomishi kuleyo na i-Acer Sports Academy. Master, now besikhuluma ngayo indzaba yayo igalufa sorry i-tennis ukuthi lapha Acer Sports Academy lebe bayidlalela lapha. After bahlale for about 6-7 months babuya, and the quality of tennis, it was very impressive. Bongeke socials labantu bake bahlala isikhathi lapho.
Yeah, kukhombisa loluthango phathizwe labanalo nge-tennis because wabonakala ngavele lokuthi bahleli isikhathi babe ne-break bangadlali bo Bruce Derek
the young boys bothando and bogina.
Wow, ngicabanga sabona iltalenta some very good young players be-tennis kule tournament le kukhomisa wona njengoba ngisho ukuthi kukhomisa wona luthamvu labanalo nale sport. Naye Derek is not is young, usafuna ku-achieve lokuningi kakhulu, so ngicabanga ukuthi le Aces Sports Academy yaveda lokuningi kakhulu. We need more of ama-tournament la kanje, ama-sponsors latawuta adlalise ama-tournament because tennis siyayibona ukuthi is on the rise. Kukhona labafuna kufika khona bona even nale committee lensha holwa nguye president lophinzi wabuya futhi office
in a direction but again we're gonna try go back to yena Derek Nanyama losiphinze khona yaselayinini. Derek, can you hear me now?
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, there you go, Makai. It's good to have you. Welcome to the show, Derek. Now, we're just going to jump straight into it. You are a defending champion, back-to-back defending champion of the Acer Sports Academy. Can you just brief us first? Tell us, when did your love of the sport start?
Sorry, can you just repeat the question?
Your love for the sport, your love for tennis. When?
Well, I started playing tennis when I was 6 years old, and it's really been a tough road playing tennis for me because most of the time we would find ourselves training too much and then not playing enough tournaments, and then the other guys who had to travel and play tournaments didn't excel as much as people would expect, but then there would be players that are below our level of play. So it was a bit difficult, growing up playing tennis. It requires, a lot of capital, input to be able to compete and travel in different places as well. So, I mean, it's just been I think it's just
we're having a bit difficult of hearing you, but I'm gonna try and keep on good Derek. The next question should be, there were so many difficulties you faced while still trying to play tennis, still growing into the sport. There were other options and more popular sports like your football, and I want to believe if you're looking at the talent coming from Zimbabwe, the tennis players from football players from Zimbabwe, it tells you that their development structures, they are a bit better compared to the other sport. What kept you going for tennis when you had other options like football? I think I've lost him. We're gonna try. I think the connection is still it's still a bit of a struggle. Master, we're talking to Derek Nanyama from Zimbabwe, but who's now based in the country. Speaking with you, tennis from what 6 years?
Yeah.
But we are showing difficulties bebaba now. Basadlala, but he still waqhubeka wadlala. Nakunyalo, he won 2 of the tournaments that we played here, back to back.
But I still believe if an African child angathola icishe konke lokumele akuthole lokutholwa the other kids from the European countries nakukhulunywa ngedevelopment kukhona kuningi kakhulu la singakhona if ubuka ukuthi Derek had the love of the game tennis at the age of 6. Imagine if akazange abanalama challenges lawo back then kuthi ngabe sokuphinyalo.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe ngasikhuluma nga world number 3, world number 4, or even world number 1.
I was about to ask why you are number 1.
Yeah, because the other kids angeke sizibablame, but bona bathola vele the right development basakhula basinde bafika 10 onke ama basics banabo coach bana equipment facility bakhona bona dlala even batali babo uthola ukuthi bane tennis court la khaya uyabona. So ngicaba ukuthi dingo tonke leti delay progress yethu as Africans sithatha sport as invule singakhona ukuthi siphilise ngayo. So ngicabanga ukuthi for Derek uhambe indlela lenze kakhulu ukuthi afike la. Now is a defending champion Asa Sports Academy.
I know, Master, we got a bit carried away when you're talking about development, because I think you even ran an academy before lockdown, which is your love of sport. The next question would be, why see live or see continent singing the talent identification or talent nurturing, in the sense you would say, if you see a player learning more qualities, like they're doing in the US, I know that for sure. Because if they see a player learning more qualities, this one can be a good basketball player. Even if I'm at the sport, they teach him the sport. But look at their qualities. If for swimming, but identify you got the good structure so to ngaba swim. But tate bakufundise lo mdlalo and bakufundise throughout uze ukhule nje so qala so nabo 18 so dlala lapho so serious as if le sports bokini for yakho vele.
Patizo, can I share with you even the viewers the whole structure sale academy lokhuluma ngayo?
Yeah.
It's not a football academy, a soccer academy phela. Imicibisholo,
it's a
sports academy.
Okay.
Unfortunately, tinva tihambe ngekucunza kwebamvu. Kule academy le kune basketball, kune swimming, kune cricket, kune bowler. I forget the other sports. Onke lama sports lawo anabo coach bakhona.
Okay.
Ithi le plan kutaba ne sports la kutaba khona nendzawo la kutawakhiwa khona. Sports center kube nala court
onke lama departments.
Onke lama departments. Yabona. Unfortunately, noma fortunately, because ibhola iya dominator in the kingdom. Ile clickers le under imicibisholo lokuyibhola. Kwabe sisekudominate yona. So ngicabanga ukuthi if tinvo leti kanjalo sikhuluma nje ukuthi eshiselweni sports academy lesikanjalo sikhona onke lama sports are represented kunabo coach laba developer labo badlali labo kamazini ayibhola kuphela.
And I mean we not a large population. We can actually
just over 1 million.
We can actually do that ukuthi kubena lama academy la phila ngoba we're going to continue with our conversation. We're going to try Derek one more time sive ukuthi ngabe siyakhona nikumthola. Derek, are you still on, Makai?
Yes.
Okay, it's good to have you. How is your connection now? Can you hear me clear?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
It's much better. I love it this side as well. I mean, it's beautiful. We're gonna continue with the conversation. You did mention that you started playing tennis when you were about 6 years old, and you kept going. I asked you actually, why did you keep going? You had other options. What kept you with tennis when you had other options like your football, like because football is popular? What kept you going?
Um, in tennis, I think it was because first from the neighborhood I came from, there was a lot of tennis players that came from that neighborhood that ended up representing the country in Davis Cup. And those guys, some of them, they ended up going on college scholarship in America. So they were that they often as they came back to college for some of the guys who cut from those type of times. So when they were coached stuff, they would always motivate to keep playing tennis and stay in school. And then one day you never know, you might end up in the States playing tennis for college. Or you can end up playing on the pro tour. So that motivated me to tennis. And then seeing that I can and be a better player as well, it kept me going as well.
Now, you ended up playing a trade in the country in Eswatini, where it seems like you are dominating. But first thing, when you arrived in Eswatini, comparing what you left back home and what you found in the country, how would you compare that?
Um, Back in Zimbabwe, there's stuff going on. That's no lie. And there's a lot of grassroots tennis on every academy, sports club in Zimbabwe. They try to involve kids under the age 10 to 12 play as much tennis as so that they carry that batch of players to nurture them into next generation of players that will represent Zimbabwe in zonals, in cat tournaments, eventually 18 and other zonals, up to Davis Cup and all that. So there's always something going on in the background that you know is different from here, part of the team. And I think here is because reasons that much um, you know would bring out that can um, help students to go undergraduate and running camps for free for kids playing to give them that interest in tennis. So I think that's something that gradually to
Hmm. The standard of tennis in the country, has it improved since you arrived here? And now, looking at everything that has happened, looking at the number of tournaments now that we have and the facilities that we have, would you say, from your own opinion, has it improved?
definitely it is coming up. That, that's a positive on the country side, tennis side, because then they're involving guys playing on the pro tour coming through. They're inviting younger guys who are trying to get themselves involved into higher level tennis, and they're engaging in guys coming from the region. So which is a good thing. They're getting the country in the spotlight. They're letting people know that something on in Scotland. So that's one thing that's great. And then the level we also need the we also need to get the level going up locally of without first looking at the other guys coming from us. So which is something we're trying to do through with the other coaches to get the other guys that are locally training here and reach that to get their levels up and be able to compete at the international level as well.
Yeah, and you won the SS tournaments, two of them I think back to back, that were played at the new facilities at Lobampa Olympia Africa. Now, how was the experience for the tournament? One of the biggest tournaments, or two of the biggest tournaments that we've had in the past in the country. How was the experience for you, and what do you think you did that was special enough to see you walk away with the first prize?
I think the level of competition in the first tournament. Since it was a close tournament, it was to get ourselves ready for the big tournament that the other guys from outside were coming to play. And so actually, level was lower than the tournament I usually play. I play futures that's above, and the level is like way high than the level we had in the first two series. And when the other guys came in and two series, we had similar level and players compared to the and tournaments in Africa or wherever with high level. So that was a big change because there were guys coming from outside and showing us the level of tennis that is out there. They were giving us a glimpse of what is out there, what to expect from the guys who are playing from outside, which also gave us an eye opener to play harder to expect high level tennis um, that talent playing out there. That is not gonna be easy. So that was highlight.
Uh, One of the most interesting, I'll say, part of the tournament where you match between you and Bruce. How was that final games that you played with Bruce?
I think I lost the first set. I initially think that it was because my match form was so. Because then the only person I was practicing then was Hayden. We hadn't played a proper match or practice match in at least 4 months or so. So it was kind of a rush, you know, um, rush. It was kind of a rush engagement into the tournament, but then we still had to be there. It was something that we felt on getting to compete in, not really straight, which is I think something that once in a while will happen. But then I managed to get myself uh, back into um, my senses and I had to go back and put on and take and train the next day because we had a rainy day that same day. So I had lost the first day. So I managed to quickly get back to the drawing board and fix errors that I had in the first set. And then I managed to come back and I delivered.
You Now you're training with, speaking of Hayden, as a matter of fact, and he's your training partner. He recently got ranked in the ITF under 18. How does that feel, knowing that he's your training partner, you train with him, you've seen him grow into the sport? What would you say about that to him?
That that's a scratching the surface of the tour, and there's too much to learn. I think on the tour because it was his first tournament playing 18 and under. So it was good result, no doubt, and working to aim, you're still working at aiming higher and having a higher rank. And I think he puts hard work every time. He set goals that he want to achieve and he works towards those goals. So I think for him it's a motivation that he can break into top 600 and break into top 300 by the time he finishes his junior career. And I hope that the other guys who are local here of the same age or under they can still do the same thing as well.
All right, man. How has COVID affected your progress in the game? Because you were doing very well towards the end of 2020. For 2021, how has it affected you now that the sport is suspended? What have you been doing, and how do you keep fit?
So we're basically home and we try to communicate with phone and sometimes we pick up and then we either tell each other what we need to do separately, but the work is still going on. But while at home, we kind of maintain and adhere to the regulations of the COVID-19 pandemic. So we try and run every day. We try and do 15 minutes. There's the routine that we do for that are tennis days that we use every day in the morning and evening. So I think those are the main things that we try to focus on so that we don't really have to get back to square one when we get back to school.
Thank you so much for your time, Derek. We can only wish you the best for the year, as we do hope Gutsi Timbo will open up and you'll go back to full competition. Thank you so much for your time, okay? I think we have lost him already, but thank you so much to him, Derek Nanyama. He won the ACES tournament, the first edition and the second edition. Very, very good player from Zimbabwe, but based in the country. As we have promised before, Master, I'm going to bring you in later, a bit later, after this conversation we're just about to have with Bruce Gama, our top golfer in the country, more in the senior tournament. We have Bruce Lesinaye go Zoom. We're going to talk to him through Zoom. Bruce, welcome to the show. It seems like, sorry, Bruce, it seems like we have some technicalities that we are facing. We're going to take a quick break. Bruce, don't go anywhere. We're just going to continue with you right after this short ad break.
Malangeni lamahle gama lami ngingisanziso ngwakamathebula sibambisene nembutho wembube kulwa nekutibulala nekubulalana kwesive sithi ke umuntu lodzinga lusito kuloko akakhone kuye emaphoyiseni noba akhulume nemuntu lamthembile sincenga sive ukuthi asiugweme lo mkhuba wekutibulala newekubulalana.
Bathi yonke indvodza idla umgwaja wesagila sayo. Lokhu sikubita ukuthi kuphanda estradini.
Ngenda emasamusa. Ngenda ibhizinisi yekuthengisa ama-chips nemaveji. Letinsimbi siyadibutha sihambe nato sifise ka-scrap yard.
10 Malange.
Kuthi discount.
Hey, good.
The hustle is real. Kwamele sibeke iplate etafuleni. It's the survival of those who hustle.
Anga overload imphathi wami eloko emaphoyisa kwaphose kwanithatha ngi-overloading.
Ngona uthenga ngabo wena ubuke. Mina uthenga ubuke wena.
Ufuna ngibuke? Yebona bra mntakuyisa. I believe babe.
Taking that short break, matata sa kitchen lapha. Of course, you know, connections ahlaba nethinking at technology njalo hlekamba ukhona bo network but ke sitazama kubela kuye process ichubeke nayo conversation nethu lesitaba nayo masinyane kungakashayisana isikhathi ukuthi sesingaphuma emoyeni. Kepha ke master, before we go even to Bruce, sikhulumene sike samthinta naye Bruce masakhuluma naye Nanyama. It comes in whatever beka kusho Nanyama ukuthi development wise Zimbabwe, they are very passionate about development.
Yeah, Patizwe ngicabanga ukuthi vele siyikhuluma kakhulu indzaba ya ka grassroots because even a tree le kumcoka kakhulu lokuthatha lemisoco noma le nutrients ladingwa ngesihlahla ngetimbanze. So ngicabanga ukuthi nala kithi until sibuyele lapho siyokhulisa tinkulisa singabuyeli lapho ngicabanga ukuthi kukhashanela siyakhona for i-tennis nje. Ngiyajabula ukuthi sebane tournament yebantwana labancane ba-introduce ama-players lamancane ukhuluma abo Hayden very good young player, young tennis player lo training partner yakhe Derek.
Speaking of Hayden, I think he's proved ukuthi if you nurture talent khona la singafika khona as a country. The Hayden, he's one player, the only Eswatini right now lo rengako ku ITF International Tennis Federation must kuma under 18 yet because he's still 16 but renga kuma 18 and that we should be proud of that.
Yeah, Patizwe ngicabanga ukuthi mina ngiva ngathi who cares ngeku nurturisha abantwana la kithi because wonke umuntu busy, we are too busy ukuthi singanakekela abantwana abancane. Mina bengingajabula. I'm not saying sports and recreation asenza umsebenzi wabo. They have their development officers ku sports development officers. Ngiva ngathi mina kudzinga ukuthi lelo office lelo libe nabo coach, labo bocoach labo bathi ukuthi banikwe leso sikhathi bo 2 years 3 years ukuthi nitawukhulisa badlali.
But speaking of sport council master and njengalo kusho sama development abo, if I remember well, their mandate is to encourage mass participation.
Yeah.
Forget quality. But also uyadlala. Ukuthi udlala kanjani, we're going to see that later. But for now, let's just play.
It's game nona Patizwe. Angithi uyabona ngesikhathi lo mfana umenda lo ayithanze le tennis. Labo coach batawuhamba kuto onke lama regions. Lokuthi labamfana labanengi uyathi ukuthi kunebamfana at least per region. Uyathi kunebamfana laba over 200 labadlala tennis, nebamfana laba over 200 labadlala rugby. Ngaleso sikhathi leso lo mfana ayenda lemvu ngokuyithanza. Ngesikhathi sikhula lo thamvu la lomdlalo utawufuna more maybe batali bakhe bagcina bamfunele coach, a professional coach. So ngicabanga ukuthi le tinvo letu kudzinga ukuthi kancane but ke uyayithola ukuthi sishana nangileti imali ukuthi utawumixela bamvu office bese sobaholela ngani. So diningi letimvo leti stumbling blocks ku success noma ku sports development in the kingdom.
And it's awkward master everything we talk about today or on the show ukuthi sports is improve kanjani. Have you noticed it all goes back to the sport policy?
Yeah. Siyethemba kodwa ukuthi nasesiphasile njengoba sike sasho before ukuthi siku process ukuthi singaphasiswa nasesiphasile sesiprofessionalize sport in the kingdom. So wathi nje ukuthi kude coach lo tawuhola ngaphasi kwa 3000 yabekisa kusho le sport policy luqashwe ngabe team noma ngabe ngiphi kude lo tawuhola ngaphasi kwa 3000 incumbi yobo coach but uthi lo mvu ngamosha isikhathi sami ngeke lekulimela mina lekhaya ngosha isikhathi sami ngihambe ngiyodevelopa sport ngeke ngibuyele ngilutho yabona
because kwaba ne trip bese khamba ama executives.
In fact once vele kwaba ne trip in cishe sifo leso lesinaso lakithi once kwaba ne trip leta uhamba ema athletes uhamba kwanza ukuhamba umvulo sekomidini uhamba ne athlete asale coach nayo usebenza nalomdlali bese siyamangala ukuthi kahle is it about the trip noma is it about ku developer lama players?
Sometimes you find master go hamba coach well best case scenario khamba coach khambe manager khambe head of delegation khambe khona le gama labalisebenzisa ukuthi chief the mission khambe chief the mission bese kunathiwe ma athlete for my executive laba lapha eTulu. Well,
in fact now to uyabuta Patizwe ukuthi nihambe njani but actually ukuthi hey labantu bakhile laba lokusho ukuthi kakhulu lokumcoka uyobuka emabuilding lo muntu siyapi as a country kanti ngesikhathi sikhamba lama athletes uyathi athletes nalihamba na coach uhleli use stadium uyabo lamanye ama athletes enta kanjani wona base nakutawuhamba nje umuntu lo uthi ngibabo badlalile labafana base idakhi bakhile labamvu laba imigwaco yabo uyabona angiboni lokuthi kukhona la singakho
master. I mean this in no way as a disrespect to anyone involved who's gonna be mentioned. Some few years back, Spasiso Matsenjo went to was it the Olympics?
Yeah,
and he came back with a first year bolt, like a Sopana bolt. That was the story. Because to the first, and of course, forget the performance, forget what he learned from the tournament, forget everything that could have happened, that should have happened in the tournament. But the story was he got a first year bolt. It speaks to the priorities. Masiya tournament is so indani kahle
kahle. In fact, Patizwe ngiyayithi mina site bancane kakhulu nabakhona site labamvu labangathi uma ngiye eGermany ngidafike ngihlale nalabo coach bakhona labang 3 ngihlale phansi nabo ngive ukuthi bona kahle le sports bas develop kanjani. Mina nje ame young coach ucishe yes ngiyayifuna lokuthi kahle lalabanye bo TD noma lalabanye bo coach benda njani wajoyina lama groups hayi ukuthi kulama groups sekukhulunywa ngebantfu sekutekwa tindzaba tebantfu tactics
akhulunywe le
player development grassroots nato letimvule kumele ngabe kukhulunywa ngato but asikweni
but you should be proud of tennis. I remember when I started out sports journalism I found the executive Maxwell Nabongab. They started with the boys Botando, even Bonabo Hayden Basebanan. I think they were like 12, 11, 12, those age. They started with them, Lapo. And today we're talking of Hayden, part of Modern Kings. And I was talking to the president, he's saying, even Botando, but because of COVID, limited the number of games laba wadlala.
Yeah, Patizwe,
so we should give them
kakhulu mina nje ngiyajabula nakulo kwento ngiyona tennis because bo Hayden ngimiphumela yaloku labaqalile. So nyalo ke Patizwe ama players siwabonile mancane akhona letako etakahle. Labo coach abahambe phela ebholeni nje bake bakwenda some few years back the late coach Vilakato wahamba nje wayofunza overseas ayofunzile coaching former national team coach losang minister of sports waya bo Hungary
waya bo
Germany wayofunza ngebhola. So sekubese sekulahleka kuphi lapho because labo coach lesikhuluma ngabo nje bena i-tennis association nje Bruce is about to retire. Akahamba ayo overseas athole leso scholarship ahamba ayofundzela lo coach ade ukuthi nangidibene nabo Roger Federer bo Rafael Nadal yile ngidakufundza ku hayi kumbukela ku TV kuphela kunetimvo letiningi lo tatfola kulomdlalo lo ema athletes ethu nje ngeke ngiva labanye nabayi South Africa bona labo sibusiso bayathi uthi nabadibene nabo akane zimbini tamtshela lo muntu ukuthi kahle sidlani thina nangabe sekempini asidli in. So dineng letinvo dineng we need the sports indaba.
I'm happy you mentioned Spasiso again, Master, because he's unebungane na number 1 sprinter from Japan.
Yeah.
Kahle ahamba umjimanaye.
Yeah.
Kahle share those ideas. When we say network, when we say get those people, sishotimbo njengale.
But sikhuluma ngaloko like you have my friends all over Africa journalists. So ngicabanga ukuthi even nalama athletes kuyadzinga ukuthi kwendeke kanjalo njoba ngishilo ukuthi ama athletes ethu bekaya bo South Africa uperforma uPosh's room kudzinga ukuthi nabafikile le akani mamen 3 years 4 years so one of my best sprinters emhlabeni yini lengakwenda nami ukuthi ngeke ngabekisa a couple of weeks ago ngibekisa ngava Nilkek number 1 lo gijima 400 la emhlabeni number 1 kuqala kwakhe tournament yakhe ekuqala beyilapha eMavuso 2010 kuma zone 5 games tournament yakhe ekuqala 2010 that was 10 years ago, but in a space of 6 years 7 years bese number 1 emhlabeni,
world champ,
because uhambile lo muntu waye overseas waye campini wafike wathola wacasha na coach, a professional coach, watsukela yena wacasha a professional coach, wahamba waye overseas wayokempa wahlala khona wafunza ukuthi kahle kahle ema professional athletes enda njani, uyabuya uba number 1 emhlabeni. So ngicabanga ukuthi thina until sicabange ukuthi sport ngingasho before ngathi before besikhuluma ukuthi labamvu besport kunana ingcomvu nayo ukuthi labam sport ngathi into ekudlala, uyabona labamvu begaluva labamvu bebhola ngilabafana bebhola until kungakaphumi lengcomvu leyo kusista ubita ukuthi labafana bebhola kude la siyakhona.
Master, no, we gave Vagala, and we can see, I can even feel the passion in your voice when you're speaking about development and developing the sport. And calling man is for Olympics, office Olympics, because you have the ideas in mind. I would say Kung and Duan. Yeah, in all the entire. But 4 years later, I think you'll be ready by then.
Who knows?
Yeah, probably you should just consider that. We are a bit struggling to get hold of prosper system but of course when they are thinking at the network, and we are struggling a bit. As you know, Mangtsembisa when they can jalo Mangtsembisa again last week we could start for Ebo Felix the other day Sabatfola. So Nanyando, we're gonna try him next week. Lapo kona start sama kuti si kulume na jalo go gunyalo asi balegela. But before we go, Master, we're just going to talk a bit about international sports making headlines around the world. We know South Africa cricket beyidlala and apparently Kalapas.
Yeah, South Africa beyidlala phathizwe yakhala phasi 2-0 kule series yabo 2-0 shaya Pakistan for the first time in 17 years. South Africa idliwa Pakistan ku series lengicaba ukuthi nakhona South Africa cricket yakhona khona lehle khona kancane.
Is it not because of COVID?
No, not COVID. Sesikhathi kwendeka lokho. Since le generation yabo Jack Callis yabo Herschel Gibbs Makantini kukhona le gap lebekhona. Yes, baba khicitile bo Kagiso Rabada lungisani ngidi yoThemba Bavuma yo Quinton de Kock lo captain yalo, but ngiva ngathi mina lama leaders kule team awasekho kakhulu. Quinton de Kock ngicaptain ever since alithatha leli bande ukuthi utaba ngicaptain ngicabanga ukuthi ku IPL udlala kahle kakhulu, but nakufika ku national team dine ngileti ngulanga khona ukuthi idlala yena kutenda yena Quinton de Kock, but ngiyethemba ukuthi yena Mark Boucher, because Mark Boucher senguye lophethe icricket eSouth Africa. Mark Boucher is a former wicket goalkeeper yayo icricket. Ngiyethemba because umuntu wecricket udlalile icricket for a very long time, so ngiyethemba ukuthi kunetimvo labatati lungisa. Bengethembile ukuthi naye Grimmy Smith, because Grimmy Smith ube khona naye part of baphasi becricket. Bengethembile ukuthi dine ngiletimvo labatati end up unfortunately ungathi akubahambeli kahle.
Akufuni kulunga. Moving on, Master, Australian Open iqalile namuhla, Master. We saw Serena Williams, Naomi Osaka bahamba embili bayiwina imidlalo yabo yokuqala.
Imagine parties were back in 1998 bebakhuluma nga Serena Williams nyalo 2021. That's about 23-24 years ago. Solo top level yena Serena Williams. Lengicaba ukuthi nalapho indlela yekutiphatha as an athlete, indlela yekutimisela. In America we know ukuthi ama athletes atiphatha kanjani. Kune Australian Open bekunezinkulumo kakhulu ukuthi Australian Open ngeke izichubeke even nalabamvu base Australia bebanek ngabada, but naba bo Serena Williams baqhubeka nekudlala le sport and ba dominator. Ngicabanga ukuthi I can be very happy yena Serena Williams nangayiwina Australian Open because ukhombisile over the years ukuthi she's one of the best of all time.
But there is this young star from Japan,
Hey, Naomi. Utagabi.
She's the defending champion.
Utagabi Naomi Phatizwe ngicabanga ukuthi siyakhumbula even nala samdiscussa kancane ukuthi Naomi ngendlela lombona ngayo she's a youngster uyafuna naye njengoba ngisho ukuthi boSerena na Venus bafika babancane in the mid 90s so naye Naomi ngicabanga ukuthi dikhasi takhe leti ukuthi atakhele ligama ashiye imark kulomdlalo wetennis athi ukuthi ku-10-15 years but abakhohliwe bamvunga ngade Williams sisters Naomi from Japan sofikile so ngicabanga ukuthi khamba ngitimisela Phatizwe.
But before we go, Master, European Justice, if we can go without mentioning Liverpool and Manchester City.
Yeah, ukhuluma nge-EPL kusinza kehlela nabasekusinza kehlela nawungazanga sokuthwala invo lesinzako kwehlela awadi ile pain le kulukhuni kakhulu Phatizwe khabo Liverpool ngicabanga bama defending champions after 30 years bawina i-league bayabuya nyalo badlala isizini yabo yeqala bawina i-league I think that bahambele kahle ama injuries but
bengifuna ukuthi uthi Roy Keane they are bad champions mabondlela abayidefender ngayo.
Yeah, ungabebita kanjalo but again Phatizwe ngicabanga ukuthi ukukhombisa le competition lokhona ku EPL kodwa ngifuna kushona kuPhatizwe Jürgen Klopp ngicabanga ukuthi akafuni kulalela because nangabe utawusebenzisa i-team bebadlala i-Champions League badlala i-league asebenzisa one the same team bo Van Dijk bo Fabinho bo Henderson walimala Van Dijk kude lo umreplaceile walimala amateam so this season ngicabanga ukuthi kube likhulu kakhulu yes basekhona bo Robertson bo even Alexander Arnold the youngster so but kulukhuni because basebenzisa team inye bangakhona kumreplace Van Dijk wakwasho ke Arsene Wenger ngeke ngithanze mina kubekisa ngaArsene Wenger because ukhona la kushintshile ku EPL kuthi ema injuries I decide i-league naku siyabona ku Liverpool for Manchester City bakhonile ku recover because yena John Stones ubuyile so yadlala kudlala
I was about to say when you say injuries ngade go Liverpool I was about to say Manchester City ite De Bruyne ite Aguero lana baba job because of injuries and other issues.
Remember Phatizwe nawakha i-team uqala ku-defense.
Okay.
Klopp Pep uspende over 500 million solo efika kuza manje kufixa i-defense.
Okay.
500 million. So ngicabanga ukuthi ukutshela something lokungaconsider kwabo kuyakhona la kuba booster khona because they still have your Sterling who's this young boy
in attack.
Yeah, in attack.
The Foden there for
oh man,
beautiful
Foden. What
yeah,
a player he is.
Player.
So ngicabanga ukuthi njoba ngishilo ukuthi kucala lengemuva for iLiverpool balimale kakhulu ku defense over the years vele bebaneti inkinga le defense. So ngicabanga ukuthi back to factory settings for iLiverpool.
The score was 4-1, taking Manchester City to the top of the Premier League lead, extending their lead by 5 points. Look, shows maba wina igame in Ndiabo, but awulita nga 8 points balite yona Manchester United. Le yona ibalancela ngemove. Thank you so much for coming through.
Ngibonga mina Phatizwe ngibonga kakhulu loyal viewers.
Sibonga kakhulu ke nakwembukeli sithanze nokuxolisa ukuthi sigcine sakhona ukumthola kahle Bruce lapha sangakhona ukuxhumana naye but we're gonna try him again the following week sizame kuva ukuthi ngabe singakhona ni kumthola kepha ke siyabonga kuye Derek Nanyama lesikhonile ukukhulumana naye ukuxhumana naye ngisho nalo kubokula ukhona nje because of course yona in network kepha ke sethemba usikhona lokuthola tholile mbukeli lapho sisakhulumisana naye Derek sethemba ukuthi mbukeli ulithokotele lihlelo uqhubeka ke uthokotela netinye inhlelo sikulethele tona singumsakazo weEswatini TV. My name is Phatizwe Msibi. You best believe when you say it. Good night.